Hello and welcome to the top fives on Two Up Top Football. Myself is Gav Mack and I'm with Stephen Buck and Alex Osborn. Bonjour, boys.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Top fives, fresh out the pan. So what we're going to do? Well, before I actually carry on, I must say, big thank you to Antonio College, who sorted out the beat for that as well. So you'll see his little tagline at the bottom there. So make sure you go and like all of his stuff. Top DJ, top bloke, top at making beats. And we'll get kicking off. Right, top fives. Steve Buck, from 5 to 1.
Well, 5 to 1. So first one I went through.
I was going to say, what is the top five? What's the top five about?
The top five is the players who are dirty as hell, but we can't help but love.
Strong.
So, 5 for me, Lee Catamol.
Lee Catamol. Who's 4?
Pepe.
Number 3.
Number 3 was Vinnie Jones.
Ooh, Vinnie Jones, yeah. Number 2.
Marco Materazzi.
Oh, that's a shout. I like that. And number 1.
Was Kevin Muscat. Come back to that later.
I'll tell you what, that is a random ass list, I'll tell you. I love Vinnie Jones. Lee Catamol.
Yeah.
He's dirty as hell, isn't he?
Do you know what? I've never seen a game where he hasn't got booked or carded ever when he was playing for Sunderland. The only reason why he's not actually in probably the all-time list on the Premier League as having the highest cards is because Sunderland got relegated.
You're savage.
About a guy that's been sent off as many times as Roy Keane.
Yeah, exactly. In less games, exactly. Pepe came at 4.
Yeah, obviously famed for the for various incidents really, but my favourite one with Pepe was when he completely lost his rag against the guy at Getafe, Francesco Casquero, I think it was, pushes him in the back, falls over in the penalty area, and then completely loses his temper and proceeds to kick him twice, stamp on him, slap him around, all in the exact same incident, and then was surprised he got a red card.
Oh, I love him. I absolutely love him. Vinnie Jones, number 3.
Vinnie Jones, classic hard man. For me, he's always had a bad reputation. Didn't play that many games really in the Premier League. So he only had a couple of seasons because of where his career was. But he'd already picked up 6 red cards prior to the Premier League starting. Another 6 in a very short period in the Premier League, taking a total of 12. And he's got the highest ratio of being sent off per games. So once every 31 games, he gets a red card.
that's a record and a half, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's still got the record from having the fastest yellow card in the Premier League history. 3 seconds against Manchester City.
Jesus Christ. You haven't got time to even think. Referee's still got the whistle in his mouth. Marco Materazzi, number 2.
Oh, where do we start with Marco Materazzi? I think it summarises stuff perfectly with Everton.
What are Everton?
1 season loan. Yeah, 1 season loan. 3 red cards, 12 yellow cards in 1 season. And you add all that up to that's just 1 season of him. You add the whole thing up. And in the space of his entire career, he's had 28 red cards. 15 as an amateur, the rest as a professional, and 58 yellow cards. How that man has got away with what he's got away with over a course of a very successful career for multiple clubs, I have no idea. But you just can't help but like the man.
Oh, no. And everyone's favourite player, Kevin Muscat.
Yeah. So that one actually came completely out of the blue. You know,
proper left field.
I mean, I love Gattuso, but this is a guy that's got 123 yellow cards, was the most hated player in the year 2000, and he's one of the few players that multiple ex-professionals all come out and say we were genuinely frightened to play against him, because if he said I was going to break your leg, he genuinely meant he was going to break your leg. There's one poor player in the A-League when he went over to Australia where he broke his leg so badly It took 4 operations to save it from being amputated. It wasn't even a case of you're going to make it back from this as a career. We're just trying to save your leg. That's the
Jeez.
level of nut job.
That's savage.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ. Alex, coming to you, mate. Your top 5. What's your number 5?
Number 5, Paul Scholes.
Paul Scholes. Number 4?
Van Bommel. Mark Van Bommel.
Oh, Mark Van Bommel. Yeah. Number 3.
Number 3, Vinnie Jones.
Oh, you got Vinnie Jones as well. Number 2.
Yeah. Also, Pepe.
Oh, you got Pepe in there as well. And what's your number 1 then?
Number 1, my all-time favourite, Patrick Vieira.
Oh, King Paddy V. Yeah. Right then. Talk to me about it then. Scholes.
Scholes, well, classic, can't tackle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And always went into a challenge, and you always did the whole, you kind of winced, didn't you? Kind of like, oh, and I'm sure the person on the other end of the tackle was doing that as well.
Oh, yeah.
But as much as he played for the rivals Man United, you couldn't help but love him because he was a great player. Couldn't tackle, but could pass. He could do everything else, couldn't he? He could pass, score, and pass and score basically. But he was a dirty player.
Number 4.
Van Bommel. That World Cup, him and Nigel de Jong just set about decided to kick Spain off the park at every opportunity. And then
I don't think he's that much of a dirty player, though. I think it's just that game. If you went Nigel de Jong, I'd be like, oh.
I always remember him when he played Arsenal in the Champions League, and I always used to get so riled up by him, thinking, how is this player allowed to be on the football pitch? And then actually respecting the hell out of it, thinking about he's doing his job very well. So I just didn't like the fact he got me so riled up that actually made me like him.
No, fair. Vinnie Jones at number 3. It's
Jones,
funny, you've both put him at number 3.
I mean, Stephen already covered it off, but the main point is best footballer turned into a movie star, without a doubt.
I'm trying to think of another one. Oh, there isn't.
Exactly. Not.
League of his own.
He's far better in the films than what he ever was as a player. He's had a huge career out of it. I can't, find a film that was rubbish that he was in.
Exactly.
Did you when he was first casted and went out to the movie world? Did you think, nah, what's he doing? Or do you think, yeah, right guy?
I did kind of think, oh, this. I don't quite see the link here. But then after the kind of, he was kind of typecast, right? Hard man, being a bouncer, hitman for hire. But hey, he did it very well. I can't deny that guy's got charisma.
Mm-hmm.
Still doing it now.
Absolutely boss in life. Number 2, Pepe.
Pepe, he was a nutter, pure and simple, absolute nutter. I wanted so much to sign for Arsenal because I thought Arsenal could do with a bit of a nutter back in his heyday, and I've always been a bit disappointed that he never did sign for Arsenal or even come to the Premier League, because that would have been a lot of fun watching him on a weekly basis, just doing Pepe things.
That's what I mean. Would you have seen him weekly? This week you'll see him.
No, you wouldn't have. That's the thing with Pepe. He's that sort of player that he's just as likely to kick his own teammate as what he is the opposition.
Exactly, but you can't deny that it's not entertaining. You don't like him for it.
Yeah, true. And you're gone with King Paddy V as number 1. King
Paddy V. Well, he's my most favourite player ever. Besides the fact that he was amazing at football, he was dirty as anything. I'm sure he got close to double digits in red cards in the Premier League all told. And yeah, his battles with Roy Keane were stuffs of legend, really, aren't they?
Absolute joy to behold, weren't it?
And well, you as an Arsenal fan, as a football fan, actually, you can't but help love Paddy V, especially when he wore the big old Vicks Vapor Rub.
Yeah, right in the middle. I think even Bucky had a bit of a thing for Paddy V.
Joe, I really like him. He was such a good player. I don't understand how when he left, was it AC Milan he left or Inter?
He went to Juve first.
Juve first, and then he left.
And then Arsenal. Yeah.
but I can't understand how they thought he was never going to make it and that he was just not worth it. He come to Arsenal and actually...
Oh, no, it was at AC first, yeah. They used to bomb it out on the left, yeah. And then he turned into a midfield maestro.
He's a brilliant player. In many ways, he probably started the modern shaping of what a modern midfielder looked like. You know, he was athletic, he was tall, he was strong, he was very good and skillful on the ball. He was very much a complete sort of box-to-box midfielder. You'd not really seen that in the Prem before that.
And he was dirty as hell. Didn't shirk away from physical. And I think the thing that tops it off the most was, well, remember that whole incident with the Razor Ruddock when he spat at him when Ruddock was playing for West Ham and he got banned for, he got banned for about
6 or 7 games, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so, God, if that doesn't say dirty, I don't know what else does.
Well, I don't know, because I've got my top 5.
Number 5. Number 5.
Gennaro Gattuso. Number 4, Scotty Brown. Number 3, Felipe Melo, mate. What? Number 2, Joey Barton. And number 1, Sergio Ramos. That's why I've gone there. Right.
Number 5 then. Talk to me number 5.
Gattuso, mate. Like, what a dirty player he was. But do you know what? I didn't really like him that much, if I'm honest with you, as a player. And I thought he was okay. But he then became manager of Palermo. And at that moment, he became number 1 in my eyes. I was like, yes, I love you, Gennaro Gattuso. No matter what you could do, like, no matter what you've done in the past, it means nothing because you are now the manager of the club that I love more than anything. So that's why I went there. Number 4, Scotty Brown. Scott Brown, he should have come to the Premier League. I really think he could have done a job in the Premier League. But if you're a betting person and you're running low on funds and Celtic are playing, just put, your mortgage on him getting a card in that game because he will guarantee to get you a card. It's free money. He's a walking yeller, but he's actually a quite technically gifted midfielder as well. I think people forget that side of his game. So that's why I went with him. Felipe Melo at number 3. Felipe Melo is... he probably is. I'm trying to think, is he the dirtiest player I've ever seen? He is definitely up there. He loves a kung fu kick. I think he's been sent off 3 or 4 times with a kung fu kick. I actually wrote a little...
Definitely not Brazilian, is he? Doesn't have Brazilian. I don't know why. He's not.
It must be a fake passport. It must be a fake passport because definitely. 152 yellow cards and 16 red cards in his career.
Oh.
Filth, mate. Absolute
hatchet man. That is a hatchet man. If you ever.
Who would have thought it? Looking at my bits and bobs, he's got more than anyone else. I'm honest. But the reasons why I haven't done that. Joey Barton. Right, Joey Barton. He is the king of toilet housery because he has been forever. We know this, but in particular, the QPR Man City game, last game of the season, 2012. And he just thinks, I'm going to give a penalty away. I'm just going to go kick people. I'm just going to, he just did it. Why not? And his post-match, he was like, well, God loves a trier. Number 2, for sure.
Just what he puts on social media is just as entertaining as what he puts on the pitch.
Oh, if you don't follow him on Twitter, you've got to. That's what I'm saying. Absolute legend. And now he's managing. And what he does at Fleetwood, his post-matches are so brutal and honest. He just doesn't care. But the best thing is his French accent when he was at Marseille. And the fact that Marseille looked at him anyway, I thought was just going to show what a good player he is. He just loves to do horrible things. And number 1, Sergio Ramos. I can't believe no one else has got Sergio Ramos in their list. He's got 26 red cards in his career. What a player. But the thing is, we say that, like, what a player, what an actual player he is, he's won the World Cup, he's won the Euros twice, he's captained his side in club and country, he's got lovely hair, he's... Why would you not love him? He's the epitome of love, And
I think Ramos summed up perfectly. Was it last year's Champions League when he basically just set about deliberately getting himself a booking because he knew that he wanted to play the game that was further on in the schedule.
Yeah.
If I take a booking now, then I serve my ban on a rubbish game that we don't need to worry about.
He knew exactly what he was doing. There you go. Anyway, that's our top fives. Tune in next Thursday for our top fives as well. Thank you and goodbye.